morning. Good morning.
We're live now.
Good morning. Thirsty Thursday.
That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Thirsty
I remember
Thursday?
the first time I heard that, actually. It was Katie Price came into Loose Women, and when she was Loose Women, and she said, I was out last night. It was Thirsty Thursday. And I thought,
I used to call it
Thirsty
that when I was at
Thursday?
work. Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah. Thirsty
What,
Thursday. When we were in Soho, you'd
Really?
be like, it's Thursday Thirst. Yeah.
Thursday Thirst. No, because you weren't on Instagram. This is an Instagram thing. Hashtag Thursday Thursday.
Yeah, but you would call it, everyone would look for those kind of like alliterations, wouldn't they? Sort of like, whacked out Wednesday.
Yeah. Thursday was the day.
Troublesome Tuesday.
Heavy drinkers
Started the weekend.
Yeah, and I would start on a Thursday.
Absolutely. Good
and
morning,
then I
everyone.
wouldn't recover until a Tuesday. And oh my God,
And then start again on the Wednesday.
If I could turn back, time, I would turn back time, and I wouldn't have done any of it.
But what would you be doing on a Monday? Would you be doing it on a Tuesday?
Monday, I would be dying.
Would you be making love by Wednesday?
All right, now
Thursday
you've gone
and
too
Friday
far.
And Saturday,
Stop.
And Sunday. I got
Stop.
it on Monday.
Good morning, if you are listening on podcast, and if you're if you would like to see us, you can watch us on
Good
Sawalha-Adderleys.
God, you don't want to be doing that. I promise you, you don't want to do. You don't want to be doing
listen.
that. Do you like my heart? Do you like my tangled heart?
I do. It's
wonderful.
wonderful.
It's a representation of things.
Do you like
my
tits?
nice tits? Fabulous contrast. Tangled heart and nice tits. Oh,
That's
dear.
from Outlandish Creations, sent me that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It's so beautifully done.
Good morning, everyone. How are we? We've got Lizzo. We're going to be talking about Lizzo, who finds herself in something of a tight spot. And it bizarrely has involved Beyonce's mum as well, and all sorts of kind of dramas.
And we're also going to be talking about my favourite Instagram video of 2023, which is Gwyneth Paltrow showing you around her guest house, because after the pandemic, we were all so lonely and we need to pull together more. And she's going to rent out her guest house in her garden for one night only through AirBnB.
Wow.
And the video is just, isn't it sensational, Mark?
Sensational.
Mark and I are going to do a parody of it because we just love it so much.
So much.
So we're going to be doing that. And also, we, off the back of an article, Mark and I are going to be posing the question, should we actually take our kids on holiday?
Good question.
And I don't want you to just immediately go, well, of course you do. We're going to really make you guys think about this. Do kids actually like going on holiday?
And I think it's a really good question to ask because my mum never took me on any. So is it the idea more than the actual sort of act of it? That's the issue here. So I've just literally got to upload something because it's only just come in. So bear with me 1 second.
This is a film we want to show you.
I just want to show you this in a little moment, but I'm going to have to pause it when it comes.
We're also going to be talking about a shocking new method for
child control. I love it. I kind of wish we had it. And I'm thinking of getting it for you.
Our girls were very well behaved.
No, I know.
We don't know why. We think it's because we were so badly behaved.
Yeah.
We just don't know where they came from.
It's the fact that you always left a crack pipe in there.
Oh, Mark, stop
you?
it!
You were terrible. I mean, if people only really knew what went on in Nadia's life, eh?
Jesus. Right, come on, get on with it.
Who's a fan of Lizzo? Or who was a fan of Lizzo?
Well, you can't say was. Everything is alleged.
Everything is alleged.
Be really careful with that.
But some people may have changed their opinion just based on the suggestion of what might have happened. So who here is a Lizzo fan? I have to confess, my only real experience of Lizzo has been with the Barbie song, Pink. She's obviously part of the
way into the charts with that. Is it number one?
She's a flautist.
Is she?
You don't often get a pop flautist.
I used to be a flautist.
Did you?
I could play the Hovis ad on the
Can you
flute.
play a pipe? So you can blow a pipe on a pipe?
What kind of a pipe?
A flutist pipe. Where did the hands go?
Mark, stop it now because you're really annoying
How long
me.
were they?
He's annoying me.
Who was it who did the really... Didn't someone play an extraordinarily long flute?
Just carry on. Carry on with what you're saying.
Blow my flute.
So set up the story for Lizzo because some people might know.
Blow my flute.
So Lizzo is a megastar. She is
megastar.
Right up there.
Yeah.
She is.
And she's big in more ways than one, because she actually really has sort of championed and pushed to the fore, the whole thing of body image and promoting body diversity and all this kind of stuff. So she's become, I think, a sort of figurehead and a sort of idol, if you like, for the idea that, we can come in all shapes and sizes and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, which is why I think in many regards this story is gaining a lot of traction, because if it's true, what's being suggested goes against everything her sort of profile and her whole sort of shtick is about. Her very sort of essence is about body inclusivity, body positivity, body diversity.
Inclusivity in every way. And but if it's not true, because we don't know yet, isn't it just classic that the press, the world loves to put people on one kind of pedestal and then pull them down? So if in the end, I mean, the press will be very hungry for this. What if she is?
Yeah, it's less about whether, I think it's really, that sort of thing I really agree with. I think what ends up happening is people go, well, yeah, but if it's the case, it's the case. And that's true. But you're right. There seems to be an absolute a rush for it. There's a desperation.
There always is for any star that's accused of anything, because people do like to see those that are doing very well, some people, pulled down. Now,
so the lawsuit is that former staff support dancers have accused her and the star, and not just the star, but also her sort of team, of sexual harassment, fat shaming, and working within a toxic work environment. One of the plaintiffs suggests that the Grammy winner LIZZO made a thinly veiled comment about her weight and pressured her to touch nude performers at a strip club in Amsterdam. Now, a lot of the talk around this...
And also was pressurised to go to strip clubs where she didn't,
want
for
to
religious belief, doesn't do that.
Didn't want to go. There was also the suggestion that I think her head of dancing, or there's a captain of dancers or something, who apparently is supposed to be extraordinarily religious, has also sort of body shamed and forced members of the dance troupe to re-audition for a 12-hour re-audition because they hadn't done what Lizzo wanted to do in a pop video. Some people feeling that they've been forcibly asked to strip naked for pop promos and stuff like this. So there's a swirling group of kind of accusations.
The dance world is brutal, always has been. I mean, oh my God, the way that they can just talk about your weight, bring on the thin one, and I suppose why if this turns out to be true, is so difficult, is that I'm sure those dancers before they auditioned thought this was going to be a different kind of dance world,
a different
experience, where like one of the women who's press charges or what's it? Not press charges. Who's given these allegations? Brought the allegations. Thanks, sweetheart. Brought the allegations saying that she had put on a bit of weight, but she was still fire. She was still full power. She was still doing her dancing. And you know what? I love it when I see bigger dancers. They often will pull focus for me when I've been watching these slightly bigger, because often the fire in them is just so intense, probably because they've had to work even harder. So I think that that's going to be a very, a very painful thing if it's all true. And I don't know who the commentator was on LBC today, but she was saying that if these allegations turn out to be true, she truly believes Lizzo will be finished. She might be able to come back from it.
Yeah, and all of the talk that you may have heard about a banana is because it was the strip club, sex club that they went to, which is infamous in Amsterdam, is where they eat bananas out of a woman's part of her body.
No.
And it was, I think clearly what happened in Lizzo's entourage, there was pressure put on some of the dancers, some of the members of the team to perhaps get involved and actually partake in it. The suggestion is that Beyonce dropped a shout out from a gig that she was doing on Tuesday night or last night. And there's the suggestion, obviously, has she dropped Lizzo's name because of the swirling accusations? And that's how Beyonce's mum has kicked in and said, no, this isn't the case at all. She didn't drop Lizzo's name. She didn't even mention her sister. So don't be jumping to all these conclusions. So,
oh, that's interesting, because in LBC they were saying, it's really serious. Beyonce's taken her name out.
Yeah.
So I thought she'd actually taken her name out of a tune, like brought back the,
No, Beyonce's Martina Lawson also said she also didn't say her own sister's name. So she's sort of brushed off this speculation that there's any connection.
I was surprised by that. I thought, God, who would weigh in before anything is proven?
Jenny Matthews, if you have popped your address on, you should have received your card. If you've popped your address on the link that's beneath all of our films, a lot of people aren't putting their full address, an address, or even an email or a postcode. So there are a few people who haven't filled it in properly, but it doesn't just get sent to you. Please do. And if you have done that and it hasn't come out, please notify Michelle.
Oh, look at that, Steph Schultz, ex-dancer.
You could see our ribs in dance leotards, and I always made sure I could age 8 to 15. Not now, but I hated dancing. Yeah.
It has always been a very tough world.
I just wanted to play you this. Lizzo's dance captain has sent a message to fans amongst the lawsuit allegations. And I don't know if this is the dance captain who is involved in the... there's this suggestion that part of the team was incredibly religious, but and that religiosity sort of fell down when it came to the treatment of others. But this, also, hang on, let me just pull it up on StreamYard. Where are we here?
So do they see this film now?
Yeah.
On here really quick and say, God is so, so good. God loves you so much. No matter what you're going through, even if you don't love him, he loves you. Glory to God. I just want to remind you that he is love. He is truth. He is the light. He is the first and the last. And all things work together for those that are called according to his purpose. And I just feel so blessed. I feel so thankful. I feel so full of joy. I had such an amazing time on tour with amazing people. And I'm so excited to be home, resting with my family and my dog after an amazing experience. And I just wanted to tell everyone that God loves you and I love you, and glory to God. And I hope you're smiling and you feel joy.
I don't know. I mean, look, no.
We're being
I had to
British.
Stop it.
We go, I can't do anymore. I can't breathe.
Please don't mention God again. I beg of you.
No, but it's not even that.
No,
it's just like,
it's not about
and
you.
I'm so filled with joy, and I'm just so like this, and I'm just so like that.
Can't be any more grateful for God in that instance. I can only think that has been pumped out. The Independent have published this as kind of, this is Lizzo's dance captain has sent this message out there. I mean, it's easy to say all of this stuff, but I don't know. Anyway, so that's Lizzo.
Sorry, she needs to take a breath. For God's sake.
For God's sake. Very good. Yeah, very cringy. Very cringy. Okay, just wanted to quickly show you this because it's a very quick story. This is just there's a video knocking about of what do you think of this as a means of controlling your children? I think,
and if you're in podcast, you can still hear.
You can still hear. So this is to be listened to. But this is an advert that landed yesterday, and I just think it's really, I don't know. I think at first I thought a bit harsh, but then maybe there's something in this. What do you think of that, guys?
Well, I think it's terrible. You can't be electrocuting your child and treating them like a criminal.
Well, I mean, I think, but is there not some merit to the way in which they say that they're going to use? Was it sort of?
Electrical current?
No. But he used a great phrase there, didn't he? Where he said something along the lines of, what was it? Using house arrest sort of technology or something like that.
Yeah. It is house arrest.
Yeah.
Well, they're using the same technology, aren't they? I mean, I think this is very much for people whose kids are wanderers. Yes. I mean, thank God ours weren't wanderers.
True.
You could put Maddie at a table when she was little and she would be there with a pile of animals and she would play with them for hours, wouldn't she? She was so good. She'd just stay in one area.
Yeah.
She's still like that now.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I've just noticed that the live chat has just completely ground to a halt, which is a shame because we were desperate to kind of hear what your thoughts were on that. So that's frustrating.
Why has that happened?
Yeah, look, it's just gone.
Can I see it on my phone?
You might be able to.
Let me see if I can
go onto the live there. What are your thoughts?
So what are your thoughts, Mark?
Just disgusting. That is scary. Why would anyone do that to their child? I miss my children being little. Time goes by so quickly. What the fuck? This is horrendous, says Susan Sellings. Can you use it on your husband, says Kyle Mitchell. No way.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Therapy needed in 10 years' time for those children. All right, Nags.
But do they know it? I mean, they've just got something on that's a bit fun. It's a bit plastic. It's a bit colourful, but you know where they are.
Yeah, it looks like a Fisher-Price toy.
But the little bit of electrocuting, it gives I mean, you can't do that. You wouldn't do that with a dog.
I'd find that quite fun, though. I think if I was a Okay, guys, this is a viral video. Which was a satirical prank.
We gotcha. It was a hoax.
It's not real, but
it was a hoax. We thought we'd get your blood pumping.
Wow.
Get your adrenaline going. It will serve you through the day.
Pauline Roberts, I wouldn't even do that to my dog. Rachel FH, it's comedy satire. It's not real.
It is very. Do you know what? I have such admiration for people that go to extraordinary lengths to hoax. But I just absolutely love it. I don't know whether it's part of that is because I have ideas, but I just get too lazy to pull them off.
No, you've been no. It just requires you've got to give it dedication, and you've got to go to the absolute core of it.
So this is a TikToker, isn't he? And his friend is an artist. I think they do quite a lot of adult play of jokes. Yeah. But I just think he's great. I'm going to stop following him.
I love it. Do you remember when I first met you? I showed you one of my graduation films at film school was a piss take of my nan's awful photographs.
Can you put it up on YouTube?
I'll find it. It went up into the loft, and it was called Unknown Talents. And what I basically did as one of the short films was wrote a kind of really arts late show-esque kind of narrative and voiceover. Stood her up as an artist, basically, and then we had to do a verbal part. Had to do a verbal sort of part of the exam. But you can check it out; it's fun. And when I walked out of the verbal exam where you had to kind of justify the decisions you'd made and the films that you made, as I walked out, the head of the course just went this, and he went, "She's not an actual artist, is she?"
Honestly, it is so good. Mark played it to me when I first knew him. It's one of his pull-in things, isn't it? Do you want to come upstairs and see my etchings? And he said, "Do you want to see my video?" And I just absolutely loved it because it just took the piss out the wankdom that can go on.
And it was all of my nan's photos, or out of focus, and of her own blouse and stuff like that.
Honestly, please put it up for them. They're going to love it.
Okay, so let's get to the real meaty thing here. Oh no, we've got Gwyneth Paltrow, and we've got Not Taking Your Kids on Holiday. So Gwyneth Paltrow, let's look at this. Should we check out? Should we lead with her tour, or do you want to explain what's going on here first?
Did I not explain it at the beginning?
You might have done. Gwyneth Paltrow is she throwing open?
So basically, Gwyneth Paltrow, you don't realise this when she's first talking, but she's actually become an influencer for Airbnb.
Right.
But how it's posed is that after the pandemic, we all need to be closer, we need to be kinder, we need to share company more. So she has opened her guest house. It's going to be for one night only for 2 people for $0. And they are going to stay in her guest house in her garden. God, can you imagine if you could do it? But I wouldn't be able to stop laughing. Every time she spoke, I would burst into laughter.
But was she? Am I right in thinking she's offering to massage you?
No, not massage you. But she's going to spend time. You're staying with
her.
her. And here you'll sit and have a little dinner.
Well, let's
with
check
me.
it out.
My husband and Mark and I are going to do a parody of this because it's too delicious.
Let's check it out.
Gwyneth Paltrow, welcome to my Montecito home. Behind me is my beautiful little guest house, which I'm about to list on Airbnb.
Airbnb hopes to make both smile.
Welcome. This is our guest house.
What a show.
Wood burning fireplace, lovely little bar, the bedroom, nice high ceilings. In here, we've got a nice soaking tub, some of my favorite Goop products. Your skin is going to be better when you leave than when you stay. This is nestled right in nature, so you can come and have a zen moment with lots of light and fresh air. Another amazing thing we can do when you come and stay is we could have a little chef's dinner together in our wine room. And you can select whatever bottle of wine you like, and we can have a fantastic, cozy dinner with your guest and my husband. This is a really nice place to come and relax on one of the chaiselongs in the sun, have a nice swim. Okay, so do you think this is a good place to put on Airbnb?
I think this is, I've seen a lot of homes, and I think this is one of the best homes I've ever seen. Yeah, for sure.
I have everything all set up and ready for you. Cannot wait to host you in the guest house. See you soon.
So many
Hang
questions.
on a minute. Did you notice
So
that
many.
Brian wasn't wearing any pants?
Brian was the
Brian
CEO.
had no pants
Just
on.
have to say for podcasters. So at the end, we see the CEO of Airbnb. And he had no pants.
That's who Brian was, but he had no pants on.
He did.
And he was wearing a clown's hat. It was
Stop
really
being
odd.
silly now.
if you listen. Did you notice how when she illustrated the table, she couldn't say it and do the arm
No,
movement?
no. That's
no.
what I mean. And this is
No,
the
it
table.
happened.
And
Table.
this is the table. So what do you think? Do you think Mark and I should do a piss take?
She sounds
of it?
like a swinger,
So
Sir
come
Steph
to our
Schultz.
house in Croydon.
I don't know how I'd feel if she opened the door and I stood there and knew that the world had smelt her vagina in her candles.
But it's not really about a vagina, is it? It's
is a
about
bit.
how would you have a conversation?
About a vagina?
No, but anything.
Oh.
How could you get the bants?
How would you
You'd be like, oh God,
Oh,
like
I
let's
wish they'd go
just
home.
have a quick sandwich and
Yeah.
get back to the guest house.
No, but did you see how small the room you could have dinner with them in was?
It was in the
you'd be
wine.
right-
It was in the wine room.
The wine room was bigger than the room with the table.
I tell you what, that ain't going to be dinner. That's going to be a quick glass of wine and
Get in the
But
pool.
so many questions, like stalkers.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I don't believe that it'll be someone they don't know.
yeah. I agree.
Not for
I agree.
one single
Yeah,
minute.
Chris Martin had a lucky escape, says Elsa Pop. I think Chris Martin's in the wine cooler somewhere. Very odd. Very
well, her
odd.
husband now doesn't live with her, does he?
So she's going to invite him over for dinner. Maybe this is where he lives.
They live separately.
Maybe this is where he lives. Your guest and my husband, not her. Your guest and my husband. So she uses her husband. She's not meeting
No,
them.
it says spend time with Gwyneth. It does say it.
A bag of goop.
Maybe you have dinner with her husband.
Yeah.
I'm sure you go for
No,
a
you
swim.
get dinner with her
or a
husband.
hike.
Let's have another look. Let's look at the terms and let's see if we. How do you win this remarkable prize?
No, don't play it again.
Oh no, I can't bear it. It's awful.
No, just
A lettuce leaf and bone broth for dinner, says Nora Doyle. Imagine that though. Imagine doing sort of yoga by the pool.
oh my God, that
What would you
pool.
talk
That
about?
was the guest pool. Did you see Beyond with the huge pool? Oh, it's so beautiful. It
I
was-
hear she's
mind
very
you-
nice. I
Mind
hear
you,
she's
do you know
very,
what?
very
I would
nice.
be very nervous living in a house with all that area around it. What would you do if someone broke in?
They'll have security firms monitoring. Have you seen the signs outside
I'd get
everywhere in
too
Hollywood?
scared.
It's
I'll
just
get too scared.
they've got.
They can get.
She'll have a private army.
Oh,
What's ironic is you've got goop, you've got yoga, you've got tantric sex, and then outside you've got 16 men. You've got
she's not
200
tantric
men.
sex.
You've got 200 men with machine guns making sure this world, this
Yeah,
interval can
stays
survive.
idyllic.
You know,
but she doesn't do tantric sex that we know of.
bet
It's sin.
she does.
Yes, of course, she looks like she would. Do you remember when
you
she
seen
made
them?
out that she'd invented yoga? That was the funniest
know.
one. That was years ago.
But do you know
remember that?
she also claims that there is now something called distant sex.
No, she doesn't.
Like distanced healing. So you can sit at home and just through the power of osmosis and thought, you can apparently turn someone on.
Of course she can. What's phone sex?
No, not using tech.
Oh.
Just by, that's the point. Distant,
Sorry,
what's phone sex?
I wasn't really listening.
That's old-fashioned, isn't it?
I wasn't
phone sex.
really
We've already
listening
done
to
phone
you.
sex in a while. Maybe we should do
Mark,
phone sex.
shut up. We are talking
Oh,
to
sorry.
people.
Oh, sorry. I completely forgot you were here. I'm so sorry. Okay, well, there we go. Would you go? Would you go?
Do you think we should do the parody? And
Oh, yes.
it's quite difficult because you've got to make people watch her first, then us, and people might click off.
No. I think you.
I think we do it as a YouTube, not as an Instagram.
I think you should. I don't know. Let's discuss that anyway. I'm sure this year.
No, but they might have an opinion on it.
I just wanted to quickly share this because a big part of the title is: should banning kids from restaurants, pubs, and not taking them on holiday. The only reason I wanted to pull up the pubs and restaurants, I've talked a lot about the irritation of Tarquins that jump around.
Just the other week.
Yeah, no, private school kids and Johnny's little boy and Johnny's little girl and all of them climbing and clambering all over you. And you turn to their parents and they're looking beneficently at you like, isn't my little Johnny lovely?
There is a certain group of very entitled people that think whatever their children do is charming.
Yeah. Your child is currently chewing on my own what's it called? Patella, which is my kneecap. Can you get him off? Oh no, but
you know what
he
I
likes you.
I love when we're abroad and like little kids come up and people let their little kids run up and you can put them on your lap and you can it's still like in Spain and France and Italy. You can still do that with children.
I find toddlers scary.
But you can't now with children. Everyone's so.
I find toddlers scary. But look, the Alma pub in Crystal Palace. The manager of the Alma pub in Crystal Palace is the main guy in this article. He said. Some of the demands are ridiculous, he says, in terms of having kids in the restaurant. Apparently, in the Alma and Crystal Palace, they don't allow children under 10. But he said something along like being in the industry 30 odd years, parents view the responsibility of their children. That's changed. It's quite mind blowing. Somehow they think it's the responsibility of everyone in the bar to look after them.
Yeah,
the busier it got, the more the staff seemed to get annoyed with my child being refusing to keep an eye on him.
But I think the problem with that is as well, and the Alma is a lovely pub. Is that I really hate it when you see them running around a busy restaurant, and as a waiter, you've got hot coffees, you've got hot food, and you do see parents getting annoyed when people are dodging the kids.
It's like he said, what gets him the most is parents glaring when people swear, vape, or give any indication that they're an adult in a pub. Get rid of the little blighters. Don't take them to pubs.
I don't. Yeah.
I'm with you, mate. I'm 100% with you.
But what I wanted to talk to you about was
holidays.
And this was an article where it's a very funny article. What was it in, Mark? Suggesting that actually we shouldn't take our kids on. It is funny, isn't it? The decommissioned toilet.
Yeah.
And the suggestion. What do you think?
Do you think we should leave kids at home like we do pets? My mum never took me abroad as a child.
Well, it's not that I necessarily think that, but I think that we assume that all children love to go on holiday. And funnily enough, I was with a friend of mine a few weeks ago, and she was talking in front of her teenage son about how they were going off for 6 weeks. They're going off, they're doing 6 weeks, Far Eastern tour. And she said, it's going to be great, isn't it? And he was like, yeah. And I turned to him and said, is it going to be great? He went, And she was like, what? Do you not want to come? And he was like, well,
because it's fucking boring being with parents.
For 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And I think that's right across the ages. Do you remember that time when we took Maddie away and we'd gone on this big holiday that we thought she was going to love? And she was lovely. And then one day she was just standing, wasn't she? She went, oh my God, what's the matter? I just want my table, where she was used to playing with. Yeah. Oh, we felt so bad. She was so homesick. I think kids don't actually like to be away from home for ages. And in this article, they talk about the enormous stress that parents, like Mark, was always a nightmare at the airport, super stressed, like red-faced, like,
all right.
We have joked about it before.
Yeah, no.
And a lot of people say that about their partners. They get very, very
have you
stressed.
seen the memes are hysterical about dads getting ready? And
then the kids are like running around, like stuck in the middle of these two stressed parents. Just one last line. No, not shut up.
No.
And also they say that going on holiday is only second to stress between a couple, only second to moving house.
Yeah, I can well imagine. I mean, I accept that, like, my face was a picture whenever we were at airports, but couples are under extraordinary stress, so the kids don't get the best of their parents. The other problem is you're
Parents
taking
don't
them
get the best of
away.
rest.
As soon as they break up for holidays where they can do whatever they want to
Yeah.
do, they can't do whatever they want to do because they've got to do what mummy and daddy want them to do. And suddenly they're off and they're somewhere where none of their... I always remember thinking, and whilst, as I grew up, I thought, oh God, I would never went on holiday. But it was an opportunity to really indulge in the game playing that I wanted to indulge in down at my nan's, get into it. I didn't see my friends because I was at my nan's and not in London. But, kids also want to hang out with their friends. They don't want to hang out with their family.
I do think as well, loads of late nights, parents stressed, parents getting a bit tipsy.
Yeah.
And I think that they like it, but I think they're done after a week, 5 days.
So I think it's a good idea. Let's leave
Unless
kids
you're going
like
somewhere-
pets at home with friends and family in a cage.
I wish we'd done more sort of things like butlins and that sort of stuff, because I think kids like that, where they can get to play with other kids. And also in this article, they said they can't remember any of the holidays they ever went on.
No. Well, Reese Roberts, the thing is, a lot of Gen Z kids are jaded because they get taken everywhere these days.
Yes.
And because of that access and being able to clout their friends via social media, they want the next best thing.
Well, you know what? Our eldest has no desire to travel, does she? And I think it's because we took her away so much
Apart
that
from
actually,
Japan. Apart from Japan.
but so many of us did have that thing, we want to go off. I didn't so much because I went away a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
I think there's truth in that you think. But anyway, it quite lets us off the hook, doesn't it? If we have to start thinking now, do we leave them with Nanny?
But who do you leave them with? And who's going to be willing to stay here? So Nanny died. That's a great idea. So there you go. I think it's a new dawn of leaving children behind.
Does anyone agree?
Do you agree?
Does anyone?
Amy May, me and my boyfriend went for a meal and there was a kid screaming so loud that the room felt like it was vibrating.
Ruined your night.
After the 15th time, the mum half-heartedly shushed her. Oh my God, it drives me mad.
God.
You would sit there because you're very
Screaming
giving.
for
You'd be going,
fun.
oh, no. Children would climb into my food and I'd look at Nadia, she'd go, oh, don't, she's sweet. And I'm like, she's not sweet.
But I'm
She's in my plate.
But I'm just bad with kids. I'm just the softest. And I'm always looking at mum thinking, she just wants to get out. She's tired.
You're being challenged when you're in a pub, in the doorway to the toilet, going to the toilet, and you're having a row with a 4-year-old toddler.
Yeah,
I've been there, and you're like, "What are you doing?" And I think
it's fine if a child starts going. If you see them doing something about it, I think like for us on holiday, this holiday we went to, and the buffet breakfast, because it's all inclusive, you would see these children screaming, and it just echoes off that kind of room, doesn't it? And the parents.
Yeah.
We would have within a minute.
They don't even.
Let's go outside. Let's look at the birds. Let's look at them. Do something and then calm them down, bring them back. But they were just like carrying on eating, and we couldn't believe it.
Draw with Cameron Smith. Some mums and dads behave on holiday like they don't have kids, even if their kids are there. It's weird.
My friend who went on an inclusive earlier in the year, she said it was absolutely unbelievable. Loads of parents were just getting pissed all day, and the kids were putting their hands in the ice cream and taking the ice cream out with their bare hands in that all inclusive.
I mean, when I'm like this with an 8-year-old trying to get to the cereal, and suddenly I'm thinking, why am I like this?
Yeah.
Control your toddler. Toddlers scare me. I hate toddlers.
I love toddlers so much. I love cheeky, naughty toddlers.
Yeah, the ones that are always climbing on me in pubs. You love them. They see your face. They go, oh, yeah.
I love cheeky kids. And it's really weird. Both of our kids were never cheeky, were they?
Basically, all I want to do
I wanted a precocious child.
I want to take every toddler to a door of a pub and drop kick them.
Mark, stop it. You can't say that. It doesn't mean that.
Field.
It doesn't mean that. You have to be careful these
I'm
days.
not promoting.
Otherwise, somebody will call you something. Don't.
I'm not promoting the use of a child as a rugby ball.
Joke.
I'm saying metaphorically,
all right,
one would like... Metaphorically, we can deal with metaphorical.
No, we can't. The world can't.
The world can't cope with fucking anything anymore.
But
all right.
What was I going to say?
Goodbye.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, guys, this is what I was going to say. So this weekend, Mark, Dina and I are at the Seaham Food Festival on Sunday. So there's a change to the programme. So Curly Cooks will be now, not on Saturday, but it will be live from the Seaham Food Festival. Apparently Seaham is just beautiful. So we'll vlog
on Sunday.
We'll do a bit of vlogging so we can show you how beautiful it is there. And then, so what we're doing is we're doing a meze. So we're doing 6 dishes in the first show, and then we're doing 6 dishes in the second show. So the second show will be live just in the members area. So
that will be
instead of the
your
No Name Sunday show. So
Yeah.
you will still both be getting live. You will still both be getting shows, but they're both happening on Sunday. And yeah, if you miss it in the members area, don't worry, because it will be uploaded.
And the weather forecast is torrential rain, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting.
And Dina and I are a bit nervous. Oh my God, we've actually given ourselves a lot to do. 6 dishes in each.
Didn't want to say anything.
So it's going to be batshit crazy as usual. And yeah, it'll be nice for you because you get a little trip to see him.
Yeah.
So no curly cooks on Saturday. Don't expect it.
But
Are you still doing papers?
There will be the papers on Saturday.
There will be
absolutely.
the Saturday papers still, but no curly cooks.
And whilst we sign off and leave, show us your nice